Welcome back to Henry Street Colours. I'm Hayley. Today I'm going to swatch out some watercolours. Both of these sets I got from Temu. Again, it's just about being budget friendly with the funding I've got available. This larger set of 88 colours, it was £14 and 2p. Just take that as a rough guide. As you know, Temu have offers, deals, percentages off, everything going on. So I wouldn't expect you to pay more than kind of £15 for this. It does have 88 colours in, of which there is a good mix of normal matte matte watercolours, and then the other half of the palette are like these iridescent sparkly watercolours. So I'm not sure if they'll be fairly opaque, just the glitters, but we will find that out as we swatch. This second set is just a little set of sparkling iridescent watercolours. There's not a huge range of colours in these because it is just a little set, and this one was £3.12. I do have other watercolours kind of from the pound shop or from my college days, which was a long time ago. But I wanted something to add a little bit sparkle, a little bit something extra, and these were both really budget-friendly options. So just to start, what I usually like to check is the containers. Obviously this plastic container is just really generic. On the bottom, it does have some product information, so it's described as pearl solid watercolour, with the manufacturer Temu Bright Colour. I do apologise for any pronunciations because I am terrible, along with the address. As you can see, there is a lot of sparkle already. I'm trying to do this with as little glare as possible. I'm really excited about trying this purple and some of these reds along with this gold. I think this will be lovely. They are a little bit inconsistent, so if I show you to the side, some are filled right to the top, but then you've got one like this where it's got a little bit of an indent in it. Same with this red one here. But for £3, I think that's absolutely fine. It looks like a good range of colours. And to be honest, a little bit of watercolour goes a long way, so I'm not too concerned. This bigger set, it did have plastic covering on. I did take that off previously because I did sneakily test one of these colours yesterday. But it's quite a sturdy container. I don't see any reason I would need to switch the packaging. It's just a cardboard sleeve. And when you pull it out, what I was really pleasantly surprised at is this plastic mixing tray. You don't get that in a lot of them, and they're really useful because if you've got some basic colours of watercolour, you can really mix those and mix any combination to make an endless number of colours, and having the palette that stays in the box makes it really easy so it doesn't get lost. You're not thinking of somewhere to store this. So I think that was an absolutely great feature. It also came with a water pen. I have used it, as you can tell, yesterday, so it has got a little bit more because I do just need to quickly clean that off. The weirdest thing I found about this is it unfastens the opposite way to what you would expect. So normally it's righty tighty, lefty loosey. No, switch that around for this. It's lefty tighty, righty loosey, which really confuses, and I must have took a good 5 minutes trying to figure out how to get the water in this pen. It does have a little sponge where it's not the biggest sponge, it's really small, but it can help you create some really nice effects. And as you can see, this seems to be quite a good combination of colours. A lot of them look quite dark, but as you know, once you switch watercolours out, they can be massively different. So yeah, let's just get on with swatching. If anyone does need to know, I get a lot of my swatch sheets from joyandcrafting.com. She has a really good range of like different sizes. Sorry, just let that focus. Depending on how many samples you need. because I find she's got a really good range. So just to activate these watercolours, all I'm going to do is, with a water bottle, this literally just has water in, just give them a light spray so that they are starting to activate and mix. Probably put on more water than needs to there, but I'm going to give them a couple of moments. I am just going to give this brush a quick clean and grab a spare paintbrush. Personally, I love the idea of these water pens, but I just prefer a brush and a pot of water. So I'll just get those and I'll be back in a moment. Right, so I'm going to start with swatching the smaller set of 20. What I have noticed immediately after I've let them just soak for a few minutes, this one, the glitter and the pigment seems to be separating quite a bit, so I will need to give that a bit of a mix. Same with this one. So I will see how the swatch, but yeah, a few of them, the glitter and pigment do seem to be separating, so we'll see how it is once I've mixed and let it dry. But I'll be interested to see the results of the ones that have separated, especially this one. But yeah, let's just get started and we'll see how we go. Apologies, I didn't realise that went so far out of focus. Really apologise for that. I'm a little bit surprised by these paints actually. Some came out so much better than what I was expecting. Some, when you first lay them down, looked dirty from the angle I was at. And this one just came out a completely different colour than what I was expecting. This one at the bottom looks very green to me, so I was expecting like a really steely grey-green. But as you can see, it's got like a red pigment but green glitter, which was a real surprise. The one that's separated as well, that has came out a lovely colour. I mean, you can just see the shine on all of these. If I angle it like that, this is kind of the colours I was seeing when I was laying down. So these two just looked really dirty and muddy. And I actually thought my brush was really dirty to start with. But no, when you then tip them and look at them at a different angle, you can see there's a mass amount of glitter and shine in those. So I think with these, I would probably lay them over another colour. So if I do an alcohol base, I would maybe put these on top to add a shine. the one that really separated it, absolutely beautiful. It's like a rose gold, so it does look pink when you haven't got the light shining on it, but then it's got that beautiful rose gold glitter. Um, this entire row I find amazing. The gold, oh, this blue is just beautiful, but I don't even know if I could pick a favourite. Um, the only ones, there's three I probably won't use much. It's this one. It's depending on what angle. It looks like a dirty grey, but it's got a lovely purple glitter. So I think the only time I would use that is if I was doing some sort of metal effect, maybe in something like Kirby Roseanne's Alien World, and I would lay that over like a grey element just to add a little shimmer. And these two, there's just not much shine to them. I mean, this one's just went really grainy and pigmenty. I might just swatch that again just to see if I get a different effect. I mean, mixing that a little bit more, it has laid down a little bit better. But there's not a huge amount of shine. It's almost like a matte paint. So I doubt these two will get used much. Just go put across there and across there, so I know I've resampled those. But overall, for £3.12, I think this would be an amazing starter set. I know there's some amazing watercolour producers such as KJ Designs, whose watercolours are absolutely amazing, but they're just not accessible at some budgets. And I think these would be a really nice friendly option, especially for the silver, the gold, this pinky rose. Yeah, they'll definitely be using these soon in some of my colourings. Hi, so I'm going to move on to swatching the bigger set of 88. Again, I'm just going to try and give them a really good mix as I'm going to lay them down, and very much in the order of the palette. I'll lay them down for easy reference. Hopefully, and I know there's one of these I have definitely already used, and I will show you the picture that I've used on because it is a work in progress. But yeah, let's get swatching. Well, I am clearly plagued with tech issues today, but I suppose this is part of learning, recording, and setting up a YouTube channel. I thought I'd press record and I hadn't. I've just done the first 3 rows, but I will continue swatching and discuss my thoughts at the end. yeah, so these watercolours were a pleasant surprise. Once they are wet and mixed, a lot of them look a lot brighter than what they did at first look. As you can see, they've swatched and these colours have actually came out really bright. There is a few water spreading issues, and that is not due to the watercolours. That is just due to me mindlessly adding too much water to the brush and not mixing fully, and the fact it's fairly cheap paper, because I'm not going to use expensive paper just for colour swatches. So you won't get these watermarks all the time. It's just me, I promise. But again, these pearl watercolours are so shiny. I'm so pleasantly surprised for the cost of them. And as you can see, there's like a good range of colours on both sides. And there's actually really good pigmentation. I'm just getting that to focus. Some of these reds are beautiful. This blue section here, again, amazing. A couple of these have separated, so I might re-swatch a couple, because I'm pretty sure it might just be due to me not mixing enough. I'll just see which one that is, but remember they are still drying as well, so I'm just gonna but to be honest, I'll probably end up using these pearly ones more than them ones. There's a really good range. Some are more opaque than others. So some I would probably just use as an overlay to maybe it's alcohol markers or watercolour pencils, something along those lines. But there's also some really nice colours. Those golds at the top are going to be great for embellishments on colouring pages. This bronze, I don't even know if you can really appreciate these two colours. This is like a true ready bronze and it's beautiful, whereas this one across here is more of a traditional bronze. That's probably more reflective of the colour. But yeah, the blues here would be beautiful for sea embellishments. Again, there's some metallic-y colours at the bottom, some greens. But yeah, I'm really excited to try these out. And for under £15, I think these are really cost effective for how many colours you get, plus the mixing palette, the water brush. So it can all be kept together. But yeah, this looks amazing. So this is just to show the use of one of these watercolours. So I use this blackish dark grey one. Just trying to show you this shine. When I do swatch them, I do them quite a thick concentration. What I've done on this image, I'm just gonna try and show you. Basically on the background, I put a black alcohol marker down and then put quite a thin watery wash of the iridescent watercolour over the top. And I'm still learning technique, so you can see a few brush marks, but as you can see, it has just added a little bit of a shine. I mean, I don't even think the camera's picking up how beautiful a shine it's added, but I really feel like it's helped that glittery galaxy effect. But thank you ever so much for watching this video. If you do want to see more content and a few colour alongs that are upcoming, please just click to subscribe. And thank you ever so much. Please leave any comments or questions below.